I saw this recipe in the middle of the night when I couldn't sleep, and I spend my hours, chuntering about on the internet. I'm just going to shut this blind, see if I can get a better view of things. Really shouldn't complain about the sun, should we? But when you're videoing, it's quite tricky. So this is a recipe which is gluten-free, and it's for zucchini. Sorry, it's American. Zucchini fritters. And I thought I'd have a go because it looks really nice. You can serve it as a side dish or as an appetizer or as a nibble or whatever you want. And it is 1.5 pounds of courgettes, which I have grated. Get rid of that. Which I have grated and now have soaking in. I've sprinkled them with salt, and they're in my sink in a colander, draining. And you leave them there while you prepare some other things because you've got to get the water out of them. Because as you know, courgettes, like marrows, are very wet. So what we're going to do in the meantime is we're going to change cameras, of course. That's what we're going to do in the meantime. What we're going to do in the meantime is get my camera focused. We're going to chop a shallot, and I got banana shallot, which is what was on offer in whites of Barton. So that's what we've got. I think you could use a red onion, to be honest, but anyway, it said a shallot, so I'm ever so good girl, and that's what I got. So we chop the shallot finely, and then you want some goat's cheese, which I have here. And of course, all the instructions are in cups, which is driving me a bit loony because I don't do cups. So I'm going to chop my shallot up. A bit manky. I'm going to chop. I don't suppose you can see me chopping my shallot, can you? There we are. I'm going to chop my shallot finely. That sounds a bit manky, actually. There we are. It's so hot, it's ridiculous, and I've got very little on. This is a cotton top. I'm absolutely boiled. But anyway, shouldn't complain. It's going to get cooler tomorrow. So it says. I think it's because I'm rushing around because we're trying to do a million things in the course of not enough time. I was on the doing cooking this morning, or not doing cooking, watching myself cooking, which is quite bizarre actually. So now when the courgette has soaked for a little while, sprinkled with salt, you squeeze it out. And what the lady used on the video I was watching, which I thought was a really brilliant idea, because I never use it in the shop, she used one of these things that you get from Sainsbury's to put your vegetables in. Well, as I always forget to take it in to put my vegetables in, I thought that was a really good idea. So that's what I'm going to use to squeeze my courgettes out in a moment. Now, the recipe says almond flour. Almond flour is available on Amazon for a huge amount of money, absolutely huge amount of money, £12.50 or something for a kilo, which I didn't want. So I investigated, and apparently almond flour is just ground almonds ground a little finer. So we're going to use ground almonds. And it said the trouble with ground almonds is they often have brown bits of the almond skin in. Well, mine don't. I hate to say we're better than America, but we're clearly better than America because mine have no brown bits in at all. So I'm going to use ground almonds. And you'll know from the recipe, I will have converted the cups for you. But this afternoon, I've got to see what a cup is. So just going to go and do that. Now, you'll see I've got my ingredients here now. It's 50 grams of ground almonds and about 60 grams of goat's cheese or feta cheese, whichever you prefer. I prefer goat's cheese to feta. Well, Bob prefers goat's cheese to feta. Your shallot's there, that's there. I'm going to put those all in a bowl. And when the courgettes have drained in the sink for 20 minutes, we're going to add those to this bowl. I'm going to mix it all together with 2 beaten eggs. So I should just beat my eggs while we're waiting for that 20 minutes to be up. And then you'll see me again mixing it all together. I do it myself. I'm going to see if I can move you and show you something over here. Let's see if I can make it work. See the state of my kitchen, which is a bit embarrassing. But I want you to see this. And can you see this? There's my bag that my Sainsbury's veg would have come in. And this is, I mean, you can use a cheesecloth or a jelly bag, and you use this to squeeze out. Or you can use a kitchen towel, a tea towel. Use this to squeeze as much water as you can. You see, it's lots of water coming out. It's hard to show because of the glorious sunlight behind the camera, but can you see it? I'm squeezing really hard. Oh, and lots and lots and lots of water is coming out. Now, because of my timing, which is rubbish, I have to go out now. I have to go out in a short while to go and have my second vaccination. So I'm going to leave this and give it another squeeze when I come home. See if it's got any more water in it. I've got my eggs ready. I've got all my other ingredients ready. And hopefully when I come back, you can put it all together and I can make some fritters. So in here I have a gooey sort of zucchini mush. Sounds ghastly, but I think it'll taste delicious. So I'm going to leave that there in the sink in its bag. But what a useful use for that bag. As I say, I never remember to take it into Sainsbury's, and it irritates the pants. In fact, I don't now buy vegetables in Sainsbury's because so much of their stuff has got so much packaging on. I've ranted about this before, so I'll shut up. Anyway, so that's going to wait there, and you're not going to realise, but I'm going away for an hour or so. See you later. Well, here I am back again. I better carry on cooking before all my comedy arm sets in, which is what happened last time. I didn't have any other symptoms, but I did have a comedy arm the following day. I'm going to give my courgettes a little squidge, see if they need any more water coming out, or only a bit. Oh my gosh. Well, I've got loads more out. I presume it would carry on coming out forever, but I haven't got forever. So I'm going to put it in my bowl with my rest of my stuff. Oops, there it is. I'm going to wash that out and wash my hands, which comes in green goo. Green water. Okay. Dry my hands and go on to my camera so you can see what's going on. So let's go. Oh, no why. Better. Sorry about that. Breakdown in communication there because everything wasn't where it was before I went out. So here's my bowl. So I put in here my courgettes and my almonds, my Greek yogurt, hark at me, my, what's it? Goat's cheese. Goat's cheese, right. Well, it smells delicious, as always. The smell of lovely. That shallot's beautiful. It's a banana shallot. Did I tell you that? I'm going to beat up these 2 eggs. Now, I found one recipe where you could bake these in the oven, but most recipes fry them. So although I wanted to bake them and make them healthier, I think I might find more recipes fry them than bake them. So you put the eggs in. Seems like a lot of egg to me. Maybe not going to put it all in. such fun when you've never made something before, isn't it? Just throwing it all over the worktop. Not having a clue how it's going to come out. The things you make me do, girls, this is all your fault. I've got to think of something new every blooming week or every blooming fortnight. I think that's probably enough egg because it would be awfully sloshy if I put the rest in. And it kind of stuck together. It seems fairly bound together to me. Now, my plan was to have these warm with some salad for our supper. My husband, on the other hand, has gone to the chip shop because we haven't got a lot of time. We're actually quite tight for time this evening because we've got a Zoom meeting for the library at 6:30 and it's 5:15. So I'm going to eat these with salad and Bob's going to eat fish and chip or fish cake and chips. And I don't know whether to put that in or not. Another bit in. See if I can. I just don't want it so sloshy that I can't make it stick together. I'm going to leave it at that and I'm going to have a go and see what happens. I need to have a camera on the frying pan, which I can't do because I haven't got it set up. So you're going to have to take my word for it. I think I'm going to fry it and bring the frying pan over here and show you because that's all I can do. I'm really sorry. I'm not very, it's just an awful lot of hassle to set up the other camera. And we can do it, as you know, but without Bob here and without doing an awful lot of work. And I won't say I can't be bothered because that's horrid, but I haven't got time to do it now. So I'm just going to pause this while I fry some and then bring it back and show you when we're on our way. As always, when I say I'm going to go away, I come back and then start chatting to you again. You can reheat these, you can freeze them and you can reheat them. And they are served with garlic, either mayonnaise or yogurt or creme fraiche or whatever you wish. Mine is going to be mayonnaise tonight. I'm going to put some garlic puree and some chopped parsley in some mayonnaise and dollop it on. I think it'll be wonderful. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just heating the oil and I'm going to fry some and be back in a minute. I think the way to cook them is to put small amounts in the pan, flatten them down. Obviously, you're making a little patty of them, and then just don't cook them too fast because you want them to cook through, but you don't want to cook them too fast because you don't want them to fall apart. So I've got them on a medium heat with some olive oil. I can bring the camera over here somehow. Let's have a look. Bring you over here. Let's see if I can unplug that one, and I unplug that. I bring that over here and put that there. Oh, looky here. So this is my newest frying pan because it's very definitely non-stick. I've hardly used it, so I thought that would be a good pan to use. And can you see I made 3 little patties. The cheese is melting, which is good. And we'll see. I'm going to put them on a plate. Can you see the plate here, which has got kitchen roll on it? So I'm going to drain them on kitchen roll when they're done. And then some I'm going to eat, some I'm going to freeze, unless, of course, they all go in the bin because they're vile. You never know. But hopefully they'll be delicious. And we'll see. And Bob will be very sad that he's only got rotten old fish cake, and I've got delicious little fritters. On the other hand, I doubt it. I met someone in Marks and Spencer's today and told her that I was making another crumble, of which more anon. And this time I bought a tin of custard because Bob just said, oh, this custard's not really very not like we normally have. And I said, well, I quite often have tinned custard because it's quick and easy. I didn't mention, by the way, did I? I hope you noticed which spoon I was using. A long-handled, savoury wooden spoon. Oh, look at that, I've turned it over and it's golden brown. How cool is this? Yeah, they're kind of like little Scotch pancakes. There we are. So there they are, cooked on one side, lovely golden. I'm going to cook them on the other side. And then I'm going to try one. I didn't put, it occurs to me, somewhat late in the day, there was salt in, I didn't put any pepper in. So maybe before I cook the next lot, I might add pepper to my mixture and give it a stir. I'm going to make quite a few, which is why it's a good thing that you can freeze them, because obviously if there's any, if you're serving them, as I say, I was serving them as almost as a vegetable, as a sort of side dish. Mine aren't as neat and tidy as the ladies in the video what I watched, but you know, they're not bad. I think maybe she cut her shallot a bit smaller than I did, so my bits of shallot sticking out the edge of mine. But hey, and my goat cheese didn't want to crumble at all, I have to say. It really didn't. I had to chop it up. It didn't want to crumble. I think feta would maybe have crumbled a bit better. Bob's not really keen on feta. But there we are. Put another one in there while these finish off. And that's what you do. And you cook them. And then in a minute, I'll taste it and tell you if it's absolutely dreadful or if they're worth having. Let's hope they're worth eating. I'll let you know in just a moment or two. I think we're nearly on our way with this first lot. That's golden brown on both sides. I'll pop it on my kitchen roll. Golden brown on both. In fact, she said golden brown and hers were really dark brown. I would have said almost on the burnt spectrum. But these been together reasonably well. That one has 2 bits have fallen off that one. So I'm going to eat those 2 bits. They're going to be my tasting bits. Let's see what I think. I think actually you do need to cook them quite a long time. I think that is the answer, is cook them slowly, but cook longer than you think. I'll put another couple of spoonfuls in. Press them down to make my little shape. You see, if I was a proper chef, I'd put them in those rings. I've got some of those actually, you know, that you can cut, you know, having served things on little circles of potato. Do you know what I mean? Like Gordon and all the rest do. I have got some of those, but who could be bothered? I cooked eggs in it once to make them look neat and tidy, but there we are. I'm just going to eat a bit of this and see what I think. And let you know. Oh, they're nice. Oh, they're nice. They're lovely. I could do with the onion cooked a little bit more, so this one I think could have done with a bit longer, but they're supposed to be soft in the middle and crispy on the outside. They are delicious. So I'm going to save this video after all. So all is not lost. This was going to be yet another that might have been consigned to the nether regions, but no, they're delicious. So we'll do these another day. Who knows when you'll get to see it. But you know, by the length of my hair and by the clothes, what time of year we've actually made this recording. But I'm going to go back and cook the rest, and this is all you need to see. So this will be waiting for you at some stage in the future. Bye-bye.